Saturday, Sunday, I'm front center. Looking forward to
Who else could it be but me, your man, Louie T? Welcome to this. I don't know what the hell this is. Let's just call it a boxing match. All right, so I did a video earlier recapping the game, and I had initially left with about 3 minutes left after Mason Rudolph threw his fourth pick of the game. Got ready for the stream. I get on. Everyone's talking about Myles Garrett and him potentially getting suspended and yada, yada, yada. I'm like, what are you guys talking about? Helmet hit, this, that, and the third. I'm just kind of going through my analysis. And when I break these games down, just to give you a little bit of backstory, I usually give you my thoughts on the game and my analysis of the game, and then I jump into comments. And so here I am going through my whole spiel about how this game went, and no mention of what happened at the very end, which was probably the main event. And everybody's probably like, what the hell is he talking about? Did he not see it? So eventually I get to the comment section and everybody realizes, no, he didn't see the fight. So, I kind of glossed over it, saw a quick little, 10-second clip of what happened, Myles Garrett hitting him with the helmet. That doesn't do it any justice, okay? So I had the game on record, so I go back and I watch it. And I, go through, rewind, slow it down, see what the hell's going on. And it was pure anarchy. So let's kind of get into the meat and potatoes of what happened here. So at the very end of this game, it's 17 seconds left in the goddamn game, okay? Like, this is crazy, all right? First and foremost, the game is over. 21-7. What are we doing here, folks? But anyway, to hell with all of that. Myles Garrett puts a nice, clean shot on Mason Rudolph, who takes exception to it. Garrett's taking too long to get up. I don't know what is being said there, whatever the case may be. And Mason Rudolph goes and starts tugging at Myles Garrett's face mask and helmet, and he damn near gets it off. It's halfway up his face. And then so Garrett, in retaliation, grabs Mason Rudolph. And this is why you don't get into a scuffle in a fight. Pick your battles, okay? My dad always said, a wise man always told me, pick your damn battles. Choose your battles wisely. You don't get into a fight with a guy that's 2 times your size, essentially. And so Myles Garrett grabs Mason Rudolph by his face mask and literally is picking him up by his face mask. And in order to make sure that his head stays attached to his body, he starts to get up. And then he gets his helmet snatched off his head. All right, so now he's running and this is the part where Mason Rudolph was purely in the wrong. At this point, to hell with your helmet, bruh. You can get another helmet. Let that shit go. No, he decides he wants to follow Myles Garrett. Give me back my helmet. What are you doing? Give me back my helmet. So Myles Garrett takes his helmet, and again, I'm not excusing his behavior, all right? But what the hell? I don't know what he's thinking at this point, but he takes the helmet and mollywops him over the head like a whack-a-mole. And all hell breaks loose. At that point, Pouncey turns in. You see those SmackDown ads they're running every week on Thursday night? Well, he turns into that goddamn WWE SmackDown. He hits him with a damn haymaker. Garrett goes down. He's stomping on him like he's in the WWE. I mean, those are some classic textbook stomps that he's giving him. I mean, he's stomping him out, right? Then he jumps down on him. And now the bench is clear, and it's pure chaos. And then now the referees are running towards the end zones to make sure the fans don't come spilling onto the field. This shit was crazy. I can't believe what I just saw now. Again, I know I'm a little late, but anyway, late, but still great, all right? Now, that is something I don't think I've ever seen. Now, I told you the fight in Jacksonville last year, the Bills and the Jaguars, that was crazy. Fans kind of got involved in that one. That one turned a little ugly. But this was a different level here, okay? This was a different level. Benches clear. Generally, benches don't clear in NFL, dust-ups. I mean, literally, benches emptied here. I mean, it was for a second there, I was like, whoa, if they don't get control of this, because it's one thing, with baseball fights, benches clear and everybody comes together, but it's 25 guys on each team, and then, sometimes you don't get everybody involved. I don't know if the guys from the bullpen are running all the way out or whatever the case may be. This is 53 guys on each team, okay? 46 guys on each team. You know what I'm saying? 46 players onto the field, coaches. It's pure chaos at this point. You don't know what the hell is going on. This could have gotten really out of hand and dangerous, but let's get into the finer details of this situation. You got Mason Rudolph, who probably started this whole goddamn thing. I don't know what he was taking exception to, but he tried to rip Myles Garrett's helmet off. Like, if I'm Myles Garrett, I'm going to probably react the same way. Not the whack-a-mole. I'm not doing that. But I'm probably going to try to pull his damn head off of his shoulders by pulling his face mask off because he tried to do mine first. So, eye for an eye in that situation. Garrett was probably in the right there. All right. I don't have a problem with him trying to retaliate in that particular situation. It was after what he did there after that sparked this whole thing, though. All right. Now, as I see it, you can't do the helmet thing. That can't happen. There's no place for that. That can't happen. And I'm looking at this situation. Pouncey's gonna get suspended too. I know what he did to your quarterback was wrong, and you have every right to protect your quarterback. But, the man literally went full WWE. He went in, cold cocked him, full stomp, elbow drop. He went all in. All right. So he's going to get anywhere from 2 to 4 games. It's Pouncey. I'm looking at Mason Rudolph. He's going to get fined. I don't think he gets suspended. All right. Because he started all of this with the face mask tug and all of that good jazz. There's no way Myles Garrett plays another game, another snap this season. He's done for the remainder of this season. And someone had alluded to this in my last video that he might get some suspension games leaking into next season. That's not off the table. I could see an 8-game suspension here, where he gets the remainder of this season's last 6 games, and then next season, the first 2 games he's out for as well. He's definitely done for the remainder of this season. And I wouldn't be shocked if it spills over into next season. I'm going to say that he gets 6, which is the remainder of this season, and they just wash their hands clean of it, and they don't allow this to bleed into next year because they don't want this going into next season. They don't want to have this conversation, have this discussion of why Myles Garrett was out for the first 2 games of the season, even though you're going to have it anyway because you're going to say, hey, he didn't play the final 6 games of the season because of that brawl in Cleveland. So I think you're going to see a situation where he's going to get 6 games. It would not shock me if the NFL really came down heavy, man, heavy, and said, you know what, we're going to make an example out of Myles Garrett. We don't want this happening in our game, and there's no place for this. And they give him 10 games. If they smack him with a double-digit suspension, it wouldn't shock me. And then he has to appeal, and maybe they reduce it to 8. But it wouldn't shock me if they hit him with a double-digit 10-game smasher right on his head. I think he's going to end up with 6. 8 is probably more in the middle. 10 is extreme, but I could see them saying, hey, here's 10. If you appeal, we'll reduce it to 8. Here's 8. If you appeal, we'll reduce it to 6. He's not getting any less than 6, though. He doesn't play another snap the remainder of this season. That was crazy. I thought it deserved a little bit more a little bit more probing and a little bit more analysis because I didn't do it justice earlier because I hadn't seen the whole thing. So I thought it was just your regular, little scrum, little dust up. And the way everybody was describing it to me, I'm like, you guys make it sound like it was this really big deal. And I only saw 17 seconds initially, so that didn't do it any justice. You have to see the whole thing in all of its splendor. Benches emptied here, okay? This was pure anarchy. I've never seen anything like it on a football field before. So, I want to take a couple comments, and then we'll get out of here. I don't want to spend too much time on this because this was crazy. Anyway, Reese says, I just watched it. Goddamn, Lou. Garrett gave him the business. Let's see. Reese says, I think it could be an indefinite suspension. I don't think he'll get an indefinite. You know what? I wouldn't put it past the NFL because that was such an egregious act. Even his teammate Baker Mayfield already said he's getting suspended and there's no place in football for that. Myles Garrett himself said, I overreacted. I lost my cool. I shouldn't have. I regret it. Pouncey pretty much said, look, man, you saw what he did to my quarterback. I don't regret doing what I did. That can't happen. You know, there's no place in the game for that. And so the NFL could definitely say, no, we're sending a message loud and clear. We sending off warning shots to everybody around the league. Pop, 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 pop. This man is done, and he's done indefinitely. And we'll decide when it's okay for him to come back onto a football field. So that's on the table as well. I don't see the NFL doing that. I think they're going to give him a definitive number here. But I think they're going to make an example out of Myles Garrett here. I do not think that you're going to see a situation where he isn't suspended for the remainder of this season. And this is why I always tell you guys, never, ever trust a man with two first names. This is exactly why you can't trust these bastards, man. They're not to be trusted. Now you know why. Anyway, that's going to do it for me. Your man, Louie T. Wowzers. Was that crazy or what? Leave it in the comment section. Have you ever seen anything like that before? And how many games are going to be distributed to all the parties involved? Does Mason Rudolph get suspended? Garrett is definitely getting suspended. How about Marquise Pouncey? Does he get suspended here? I surmise that Pouncey's getting suspended. Garrett's definitely getting suspended. And I don't know if there'll be any other casualties in this brawl, but those are your two main parties there. I think you're going to see Mason Rudolph with a fine, but I don't think you'll see him get suspended. Anyway, leave it in the comment section. That was crazy. BANANAS. Bananas. I'm your man, Louie T. Signing off. Remember, if it's not your man T, it's not the best NFL coverage it could be. Like, share, subscribe. I'll see you guys later. Whoa! Zoink! Scoob!